How's it going? It's fresh air on a beautiful day. I did a lot of work today, stepped outside my comfort zone, made a lot of things happen, a lot of things turning. They say a squeaky wheel doesn't get moving until you throw some oil on it. So I threw some grease and oil and everything at it so that wheel starts moving. So, why does it seem like I had to get to my lowest point to then make the decisions that I need to make moving forward? Like, actually step outside my comfort zone and actually take that effort to figure out who do I need to contact to network myself correctly and do the visions and everything I've been having planned. Now, people have situations where they fall back into a rut. They fall into a place where all else feels like it's going away. Like, you're not making no progress in life, it feels like. And then you have to hit a brick wall and have reality hit you in your noggin. And you got to realize who you are, what you represent. And that moving forward, you can be that motivation for yourself. But it also requires you to also take care of yourself in everything you do. That doesn't mean let yourself go or also believe that nobody's there for you when all of a sudden, angelically, a lot of people were contacted with me in the last 24 hours. So what does that look like? Meaning, a lot of them I didn't ask, but they were there for me and naturally pulled me right out. There was a low point where you feel like you're being evicted from your life. You're feeling like you're evicted from your purpose. You're evicted from your motivation. But really, what it could do is actually trigger you to then what? Step outside yourself to be your best self. That understand that trials and tribulations happen to the best of us. And that the best of us sometimes have to look at God and say, all right, God, what do you want me to learn from this? What do you want me to learn from this situation? Is this my lowest point where I can then look back and be like, okay, cool. I used to be like this. I did this and this. This was my downfall. I'm taking a learning lesson. I'm learning from this experience. I'm taking this experience and I'm taking it to another level. You get what I'm saying? Oh, I could speak to you on an angelic level today. Because your best self comes out of your worst self, they always used to say, right? I mean, that's what they said to me. But really, it's not that way. Your best self comes every day. It's when you realize who you are and what you represent. You know? You take your time to realize you got things you got to do. Things you got to throw out in the trash. Try a new program. Try something new. Keep going. Don't give up. That, everything in life is there for you to learn from. Experiences and everything. Like how you reacted to it, how you behaved, how you received, how you gave, how you were reacting to people being very kind. I mean, we're talking like this is almost a 48-hour grace period for me that I have a lot of people in my corner that I need to thank. And that when I move forward, when I do get things in line and I get my life in order, yes, a lot of people would say leave people behind, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not that type of person. The people that were there for me and gave me this opportunity to see things differently, where they gave me that tough love because I had to hear it the way I had to hear it. They had to tell me in a certain tone because I'm a knucklehead. You get what I'm saying? When you get to be a knucklehead and you start blaming everybody else for your problems, what happens is you don't listen to your friends. You don't listen to your advice. You don't listen to the people around you because you got stuck on that everybody else is the problem and not your own. When actually in real life, you can make your life. You are your life. You are the one, Now, there's a lot of situations, and I get it, there's dynamics that change things. I get it. There's, sometimes it takes two things to happen, or three, four, five things to happen in our life to where we were like, oh my gosh, I let this area I took for granted, I lacked in, or I didn't focus on the things that needed to be focused on. So when it comes to taking care of me, when I give motivation, I have to also start thinking about myself too. And that means I have to take care of myself while I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing moving forward in life. You know what I'm saying? So if you fall back and you're in a rut and you're against the wall and you feel like your back's against the wall and you feel like all else is failing and everything you're trying is not working, look up to God and then watch things unveil. If you truly believe, you will be enlightened because you will see the angelic moments that messages are being sent to you for confirmation. You're on the right path. You're passing the test. You're making effort. You're changing your life and things by divine timing. We take a moment to believe that we all have angelic moments where we can believe. This was a towering moment where I was like, okay, how am I going to react? Now, if I would have dealt with what I'm dealing with in life right now, today, back in the days, I probably wouldn't have handled it very well. You know what I'm saying? Probably would have been in a way different situation. So that when that comes to life, trust in the process. You may not have all the answers right now or keys to unlock different levels of consciousness, but you soon can be there eventually when you start allowing yourself to believe. Do you get what I'm saying? Allow yourself to believe in a greater power than yourself is transforming you to your better self. And that means keep believing. Stop procrastinating. Follow through when the time's right. And guess what? I got plenty of messages from my friends that are in my corner right now. And it took me to almost get my ass whooped 48 hours ago from a good friend of mine that I respect very much. Like listen, motivation comes from when you actually listen for what they are speaking. The truth lies within the truth, and they were speaking the truth to me. See, if I come over and just mooch off people and just expect life to just be mooching off people and then expect life to just kind of fall into my lap, unfortunately, that's just not where it's going to be, especially not for a chosen one. We take the moment to understand we have a purpose in life, but we can't just always have things handed to us. It's going to be a fight with the spiritual realm. You get what I'm saying? Who are we speaking about? Who are we entertaining on a day-to-day basis? What kind of atmosphere and what kind of things are we motivated by? Are we motivated by success? Are we motivated by just things just being handed to us? Do we want to take the effort to be our best selves? Yes. Every day we're going to be our best because I know you can. Because if I can do it, you can do it too. Elevate your mind. Elevate your mind. Take yourself to the next level. There's people that are content creators that I really admire. There's people also that, sometimes they make messages that are just so spot on sometimes. And sometimes you try to question some of the timing because it's like, God, did you really tell me this at this time? You know what I mean? Because then you have to ask God for your discernment to see. And then it's how much material you're watching every day. How are you going to lose yourself? Are you going to lose yourself? Or are you going to just slow down a little bit and angelically connect to those messages? Synchronicities of messages that come across. Divine messages. The Lord speaks through a lot of people. When they're in that free spirit of mind, you better believe you're going to connect on a different level. A chosen one's going to almost finish the sentence because they almost feel like they've experienced exactly what they're talking about. When it comes to understanding who we are, we're almost feeling like we've lived generations before. Because we can but we can mirror spirits. we could connect on a different level. So we got to cleanse ourselves, like some of my teachers also say. We have to remember where we've been sometimes. So when we're having a certain uncomfortable feeling, we have to cleanse ourselves from that. You know what I'm saying? We can't always expect to be, in the shadows and come back out of it and not cleanse ourselves. Being in the shadows helps us understand, there's a different half, there's a different coin, different side to the coin of everything. So we understand that we could also be stuck in our ego that takes us into that dark shadow. They would say that dark storm. You know what I'm saying? And to get out of it, sometimes you have to really think, like, do I really want to try this? Because guess what? Your demons are going to try to fight you as hard as it is to get you to not try to change to the better. The better feeling, the better options of feeling good about yourself, the emotional stability, the emotional and clarity of your thought process and who you start entertaining. You know what I'm saying? The positive half and the greater self. This is a great speaking to a lot of my chosen ones out there. Give it your all, even when you feel like all else is gonna fail. Motivate. You will sound your best self even in your worst times. And if I told people, if you waited this long and listened, that yes, eviction happens to the best of us. Now there's also avenues that you can make things right by not being evicted by your own consciousness, not by be evicted of your own dreams, not be evicted by your own motivation. There's a drive between what you do. Honking could be a confirmation for somebody. I'm speaking to you. This is going to be a good reading for all of you to hopefully take something from this and you can move forward with what you're going through. This is a prophetic message for a lot of people. And I hope that you find in my messages that I speak with clarity and honest, that I'm on my way to learning my best self, because I've been asleep for so long and now I'm awake. And unlocking this understanding that I'm learning every day, I'm challenging myself to be my best self, that every day is going to take you to a new level. It's living on those good moments where you can feel and document and let people know that, hey, I learned from this. I'm not going to go here no more. And these are the actions I've been doing to try to move forward. So I went out and tried to get some grants. You know what I'm saying? I got made some contacts. You got to step outside your token. You know what I'm saying? When they ask how many Spotify views you got, and you can say 20 million, you could actually say 100 million because of what? Oh yeah, the copyright stuff. We'll get into that later on. That's my fault. But I motivated people. You know what I'm saying? That was the goal anyways. When people are motivated by you, of course they're going to not copy. They're going to take your style to their level. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. And that's the idea that I always wanted to do, is motivate people to be their best selves. And their best selves comes out of that what? Light. Right. But they also understand both sides of it. They understand that there's two sides to the coin, dark and the light. Light shines on that shadow. So when you're coming out of that shadow, you're down in that shadow. You can understand that you don't always have to be feeling alone, like you're just going to get dominated by that darkness. And you can feel like you have material to help you better understand that what predicament you're in can get you to a new level. You can understand, you've been there before probably. It's our mind and thoughts that take us to this next level. Consciousness. Allow yourselves to be focused in the moment. God bless. Hey, I'm going to wrap this up. I pray that no weapon formed against you will prosper, and that you will have everlasting life, and that you will continue to conquer your greatest goals. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe.